Greetings and salutations, fellow Landsradians, the High Council, and to all of those beyond. This is Ebony TKR. It's the R5 Life with Leto. I am Leto the Second, R5 of the Landsrad on server 1964 in Ebony, the King's Return. Boy, howdy, Akmar Shabazz Jenkins. You wouldn't even know how many problems I had setting things up today. I wanted to get this recorded 2 hours before. That's neither here nor there because I'm going to post this and it's going to be up there when it is. And you'll be none the wiser that I was pulling my hair out and resetting all these routers, doing IT stuff left and right just to get this to us today. This is either going to be the shortest video ever, or we're going to be able to take it a little bit further based on how fortuitous things are for us, how fortunate we are, and how lucky we are. Fortuna fortis adiuvat. Fortune favors the bold, and boy have I been bold over the last 100 days or so. What are you talking about, Leto? Well, as you can see by the title of this video, 999 Hunter's Lucky Gifts. Take a look at this over here. More Hunter's Lucky Gift. I call them boxes because they're little treasure boxes, little gift boxes, right? These, my friends, are an incredibly lucrative item with a tremendous amount of potential. What potential, you say? Well, I think you know. These bad boys have a small percentage, but honestly quite high compared to all of the other percentages in various events, so on and so forth, to give us a supremacy civilization equipment scroll fragment. Civilization equipment, supremacy scroll fragment, whatever, however you want to order those words in. That's what it's all about. The most rare and expensive parts of the civilization equipment, my friends, you have a 0.81% chance to receive one of those scroll fragments in these very, very pretty teal colored and red ribboned boxes, the Hunter's Lucky Gift. Now, they are acquired by slaying a certain level of monster. You probably know this. If you don't, I'm going to fill you in. It's super important to know. Here, I have an example of the legendary Hydra. It's Hydra season. I love Hydras. They are great as far as their chests go and everything they're in. But if you happen to slay a legendary Hydra, which is a level 4 and above, I am able to slay a legendary Hydra and an epic Hydra with no wounded now because of the various upgrades we have and no buffs on whatsoever. It is awesome. I do need to rally it and I don't need anybody to join because I have a tremendous amount of rally buffs. That's usually the case. Anywho, legendary level 4 will give you Hunter's Lucky Gifts. Epics, of course, will give you Hunter's Lucky Gifts. When there is not an event monster, the regular boss monsters, if you will, that drop the Hunter's Lucky Gifts start at a B15, a boss level 15. What is a boss level 15? I think you might know. If not, let's refresh your memory. That is a Phoenix, a Phoenix. All right. These are level 15s. They are reasonably if you've got a higher level keep in your alliance or somewhere, these might be relatively easy to rally and with little to no wounded on a regular basis. They pop up a fair amount on the map, and there is a fame quest associated with them to smite 1,000 of them. I've completed that, so they avoid me like the plague because I'm always going after them. And B15s and above are going to give you an opportunity to acquire these hunters lucky gifts. Okay, so B15, 16, 17 and up. It makes sense, right? Also, if you and your server has in this poem of history, you can go to review history here. If y'all have slain, smited, almighty smiters, 500, okay, sorry, 200. I don't know why I always say 500. I thought it was that. 200 level 5 emirs, okay, before 300 days of your server opening, you will unlock and or spawn higher level boss monsters. Before it went up to B17, but once you do this, either 300 days of your server opening or 200 level 5 emirs being slain, you will have B 18s, 19s, 20s, and 21s. Now with the update, we've got them going up all the way to 23. All right, it's pretty crazy. We're going to get there one of these days, but not right now. Anywho, those, of course, are going to drop the hunter's lucky gifts. And almost all of the event monsters, okay, will also drop these bad boys. Okay, the Hydras certainly do. We saw that as far as the examples go. Okay, now we just finished up with the warlords in this last event. All right, the lava turtles, the golems, the witches. All right, those are all event monsters that will, at a level 5 and above, drop a hunter's lucky gift for you. The only exception as far as event monsters go are the emirs. Pans, level 5 and above, they will give you, all right, Hunter's Lucky Gifts. What other event monsters do that? Sphinxes, level 5 and above. Those will give you Hunter's Lucky Gifts. But for some reason, the Emirs, they will not give you a level, or no matter what level you slay on the Emirs, we won't be able to see it here. They will not drop the Hunter's Lucky Gifts, okay? 5, 6, and now I think they go up to 7. They won't, but Pans, yes. Sphinx, yes. Hydra, yes. For whatever reason, Emirs, no. So keep that in mind. All right, don't be disappointed that you're slaying all these level 5s and 6s Emirs and you're not getting any, okay? Now, when you spawn all of these larger level monsters, so that like the B18, 19, 20, and so on, all right, you will also spawn the legendary Bear Knights and legendary Cerberus, okay? These will be probably one of your most regular and consistent, I don't have one here of the Cerberus, ways to acquire these hunters' lucky gifts on a regular basis. Because they will be, what I have found, relatively easier to find than a B15, 16, and 17 for whatever reason. All right. If you have those monster searches, I recommend searching those to try and get as many of those hunter's lucky gifts as possible. Now, how many do you get a day? Well, let's take a look here. I have something bookmarked here in Epic Cerberus. We are certainly not going to go after it, but it is an example that we can see as far as the possible items to drop. I have no idea what the percentages are, okay? But if you slay, 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 you are going to get your how many a day? There's a daily drop limit. I have I have confirmed for myself through copious amounts of slaying these big monsters, all right, that um, you will get, I'm making bookmarks, how many drop? You will get 10 a day. That is your maximum daily drop, okay? Check these out. When these bigger monsters, they spawn as well. See this other gift that looks almost identical? There really is no difference here. The color, no shading, nothing. Click on it. This is a hunter surprise gift, okay? These as well have a daily drop limit. And these are real nice. Ebony, you really helped us out to fill us in on exactly what we can expect. 10 Tims a day, 10 times a day. Every day you have the potential to get these Hunter Surprise gifts. These only come from level 6 Hydras, the mythical, and level 5 Cerberus and Bear Knights. All right, the epic persuasion. So they also will come in from, I don't believe, a pan level 6. No, they won't. But they will come in a pan level 7. We're talking about the over 1 billion level monsters. And still the emirs, they will not drop them. Now, things are being updated constantly and they're changing, and there are even some new things here after we have finished the event yesterday. All right, I'm not going to go into that, but maybe you notice some events are ongoing now that normally aren't. So who knows what might be in store in a day and a half, because that's when we'll have the emirs back. Maybe they'll add some things to their drop likelihood as well. These Hunter Surprise gifts are significantly different. Okay, they still drop incredibly lucrative items as well. All right, especially in the forms of these military treatises. Being able to get some of these fairly often, 12.3% is a phenomenal percentage to get from these. If you're able to slay monsters of this strength, that is a very good thing to get. Excuse me. All right, that's going to go towards your military tactics. But sorry, side note there, we are going to focus on these hunters' lucky gifts. Open to receive a random item. There's a daily drop limit. It should be 10. I don't know why they just don't tell us it's 10. Like I said, have confirmed. Everything in here is badass. All right. We certainly want the 40.65% to get a super safe resource chest of the 10 persuasion. Same same percentage chance just to get one of them. That's a big, F you from this box if that happens. Come on, just help us out. Help hook a Nevonian up. But a reasonably good chance to get 10 Blood of Ares. Fair enough, 100 Refining Stones. These love boxes, they'll go a long way. Excuse me, I leaked. If you get them in large amounts. But this, my friend, here at the top, this is what we're getting to, what I'm leading up to, what you're going crazy about and saying, Lito, shut the F up. You need to get down. Let's get down to opening these. All right. Civilization Scroll Fragment Chest. Supremacy. Whoo-wee. 0.81% chance. That's good. And you're going to get the best possible chance to land some of these Supremacy Scrolls if you do what? Yes, the Leto way, the Leto modus operandi, the MO that we are used to seeing now. Hoarding, hoarding, saving, saving, letting them pile up until you have maximized the stack, the inventory stack. All right. I can help. I can has VIP on the wall. Let's see here. We are at 1330, and we're going to look at the inventory to count where we are exactly and do a little bit of rough mathage, okay? Helping out some alliance folks while we do it, but let's take a look at the inventory. We're going to go look at something else as far as the events we have going on now, because I hope to take advantage of something going on today and then ending tomorrow that uses crafting materials. But we're going to need a significant amount of these Supremacy Scrolls in order to get it. Fingers crossed, man, woman, person. We have worked so hard to get where we are, my friends, and I think we deserve it. I don't know about you, but I have received 1 to 2 Supremacy Scroll fragments over the however many days I've been playing this game. Honestly, um, 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 Tims, and that was only opening 1 or 2 or 3 at a time. Why? Because I had no idea what these things were. I never really paid attention. I never took the time to click the details to see what was inside. And then also in an earlier part of my Ebony life, when I was just a babe, just a small babe, as far as my Ebony journey goes, I never really clicked detail and got into all of the, you betcha, uh, um, the breaking down of the numbers and the math and the opportunities to get said things and how valuable said things were. These supremacy scroll fragments, I'm like, okay, big deal. And then I found out how much they can cost you, how rare they are, and how long it can take to complete these civilization equipment sets, okay, because of these supremacy pieces. Let us see what it looks like in an inventory when you max out an inventory stack. When I say a stack, I mean one of these delightful little squares here. You probably know what I'm talking about, or maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. That's just kind of the way the video game speak that I was used to growing up playing games of with significant inventory included in it. Here we go. I was hoping that these hunters' lucky gifts, their stack would end at 999 and not continue beyond that. Why? Because I wanted to get to opening them. Now, I'm scared to death of opening these. Why? Because I've gotten so used to seeing them in my inventory, I'm going to feel alone, abandoned. When this beautiful 999, I got a 9 stack in my inventory, disappears. Also, I'm scared to death, shitless, you might say, because I'm afraid to get fucked by the math and or the percentage and not get what I want. Should, put it out there in the ether and to Mount Olympus and to Uranus and Jupiter and all the gods therein, the Roman and Greek pantheon. Please, I desperately want to just get the minimum 0.81%. And if we are to believe that that is the true amount that we will get based on the numbers at 1,000 of these, we should get, I believe, at least 8. All right, maybe 9. It's less than 1%. It's like, 1 out of every 110 or so. So I'm thinking that's like 8. 8 is the minimum that I'm essentially hoping for. Boy, oh boy, do I want more than that. And I'm sure you want to see more of that as well, right? And we will open these very, very soon, I promise you. And I'll have chapters here so you can see and just go right to it if that's what you want to do. But it's important that we line this up so we know how we got here. We know what it takes. And when you look at a stack of 999, my friends, let's do a little bit of math there too. 10 a day, getting up to 1,000 at a minimum, it is going to take you 100 days. 100 days to compile, acquire this many. You don't have to do it. You can open it at whatever number you'd like. I have opened this before, I believe at 250 before, and I got 2. Maybe 3 of the Supremacy scroll fragments. I may have done it in an earlier video way back when. I'm not sure. But after I did that 250, which was, just under a month. So sorry. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for the big cheese. I'm going to go for the maximum amount. And I forgot about them, honestly. And I just kept letting them pile up and pile up and pile up. And finally, as of, let's see here, 3 or 4 days ago, I got the 999 that I was reaching for. Now, this has taken me more than 100 days. Why? Because during server wars, generally, I don't attack these high-level monsters like level 4 Bear Knights and Cerberus and, an epic Hydra. Why? Because my hospital is full, all right? To utilize source of life in order to revive troops instead of using copious amount of resources to heal troops. Thus, I don't want to waste any source of life all right, on reviving troops because of them getting wounded and or being killed by monsters. All right, because they won't go in the hospital. It's full. They'll get spit out, and then you'll have to revive them. Now I'm able to basically ignore that because even if my hospital's full, I can no wounded slay when I rally level 4, all these bigger level monsters, but I'm still very careful. So I didn't always get the 10 every day. You know, three, three, 3 or 4 days out of, however long it takes to get to server war to server war. Also, getting sick, getting tired, not playing sometimes, which doesn't happen very often. This has been well over, I think, 100 days. So I wanted to share it with you. I want you to help me out as far as the good vibes and such go to get the most that I can out of this. And we've already started a new stack. We're just going to do the one today. We've done a lot of inventory over the last couple of days with all of our various upgrades. And I am hoping that with these Hunter's Lucky Gift boxes, we can get enough. We need 30. We need 30 total to craft one of the Supremacy pieces of civilization equipment. All right, I'm very excited and eager to get to 30 fragments so I can get a fourth civilization equipment, either for my ranged. I'm going to go with the weapon, or my ground. No, my ground. All right. Now I'm different than a lot of other folks. All right, and a lot of players will mix and match their sets. Right on. They're very powerful combinations. I have a thing in my head about uniformity. If there is a set that I complete of all one type, I'm going for it. That's me. All right. Plus, I think there are benefits to these sets overall. I'm not always going for just as much attack power as I can get. Ground, I see partly Antonine set, and then we'll see not the Thebes that usually goes with range. We'll see some of uh, the Aztec set, because there's a high ground troop attack uh, um, uh, stat attribute on this one. I like the Antonine set for everything, all right, because uh, we are getting our ground troop and mounted as far as defense, HP, attack, and we're getting a lot of really good, at least to me, um, uh, debuffs. Minus 10% mounted troop attack. Love that. Okay. Enemy mounted troop HP. Enemy ground troop and mounted troop HP. Love it. Debuff this shit. Okay? Sorry, I'm so cussy today. Enemy ground troop attack, minus 30%. Boom. Plus, I love the march size capacity on these bad boys. Okay? Debuff. Debuff. Oh my goodness. Debuff. 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 I love the incredible amount of debuffs that come with the Antonine set altogether. All right? It is going to, I benefit from that. I have found tons of debuffs, tons of buffs, even though it's not as much as you can get as far as the attack buffs go altogether. All right. Plus, these set bonuses, I am very stoked about. All right. We, of course, here with 2 pieces, get this ground and mounted troop defense and HP. Yay! I like that. Now, this is the base amount. When you upgrade it, with stars and amplify, this does climb. All right. And then look at this. 4 out of the 6 pieces, we're getting a march size capacity buff, and that is huge for the Antonine set and the Sasanian set. All right, that is specifically why I went for these, the debuffs and the march size capacity for having 4 pieces. And it's been a long time since I have been able to get one of these Supremacy uh, 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 pieces of equipment. I have only had 3 of the Sasanian and 3 of the Antonine set for a very long time, and I am excited to be knocking on that door. All right, I have, yes, we have seen completed the Rurik set, and that happened via some extraordinary luck with a lucky raffle and compiling tickets, please. No, compiling the scroll fragments through the Wheel of Civilization. All right, owning the full set is cool. It unlocks um, uh, fame quest. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes with it. Plus, the amplification we went over in other videos before has universal buffs for all of your troops, all of your marches, and that is a really exciting thing to consider here. What is the Antonine Star Atlas set? Well, we're going to have mounted troop and ground troop attack, attacking range troop and siege machine HP, and enemy ground troop defense. So a couple more buffs that don't just help mounted and ground, but also ranged and siege. And we have another enemy ground troop defense debuff. All right, these are huge and they go across the board for everything that you have. Of course, these are always on attacking, but the enemy ground troop defense debuff is going to be whatever you do in reinforcing, defending, in city, so on and so forth. What does the Sasanian have when you amplify? All right, well, let's see here. We have got in-city range troop and siege machine HP. Oh my goodness. All right, 25, 30, Star Atlas. We have incredible in-city buffs here. Holy moly. I want as many pieces as I can within this set so I can amplify as many as I can to get these in-city range troop and siege machine HP and in-city ground troop and mounted troop attack. All right, for amplifying twice. Enemy ground troop and mounted troop attack is also going to be debuffed. This is an incredible boon, incredible wealth of buffs and debuffs for these particular sets. And they're going to be easier to get when you have more pieces because you will have to amplify less per se. When you amplify these pieces of equipment, it gets exponentially more expensive, right? It goes from 8 to 12 to 16 to 20 to 24, something like that. Okay, I've done it in other videos. I'm so sorry. And if you only have two pieces, you're going to have to amplify that a whole bunch to get the most bang for your buck out of the Star Atlas. But if you've got four pieces, you know, 8, 8, 8, and 8, you could do 4 amplification buffs right there at the least amount of 8 scroll pieces each. I digress. But that is my reasoning. That is the method to my madness. That is why I have done what I have done with these particular pieces. 4 pieces here on the Augustus set. A tremendous amount of debuffs on this set. Oh my goodness. And also troop attack debuff, march capacity. And I have amplified quite a bit on this one to get attacking siege and range attack, siege machine defense, and enemy siege machine HP debuff as well. All right. Civilization equipment, my friends. That is what we are going for. And I believe if it comes down to it and we are able to, I'm leaning towards my Sasanian Bident. All right. Why? Because I want to begin to amplify this set for the sake of getting that in-city ground troop and mounted troop attack. In-city action. Now, I also am really considering the Antonine Pilum, not necessarily for the amplification buffs, but just to strengthen my ground march overall. It is pretty strong, but I'm not right where I want to be, and I think this is really going to put me over the top, especially setting me up to phase out Alexander Hamilton and put a new ground main general in there. That is another story and another video for another time, another Tim, but I've got a lot of stuff saved up for that as well. Plus, this is just really good. It's just really dang good. And I want that march size increase because my ground needs more. More. So I'm thinking I'm going to go that. All right. But I'm getting way ahead of myself because we haven't even opened our inventory yet. We need to look at what we actually have. 29, 30, inventory. Open. we've gone over everything. What I want to do as we open this and we get into it is take advantage of the refining. If I happen to be able to craft a piece, I want to refine it to get the advanced refining. And we also have the crafting master event that's going on today and tomorrow. All right. Using level 7 crafting materials is what is going to get you more points. And I'm not necessarily trying to win this. I just want points so I can redeem things. All right. I want to redeem all the items I can. And it appears that I have done quite a bit already. All that's left is some gold and some speed ups, and then we crafting speed ups. But all of that's helpful. All of it's worth it. I want to take advantage of everything I can as far as this crafting master goes. So we're going to be rolling the dice, and there's no better time than now to open all of those goodies. That is what's up. That is all I need to do as far as providing any sort of context and leading into actually getting into the inventory and opening the shit up. Are you ready? Like I said, I'm really nervous. 3110. Whew. So long it has been in my inventory that I don't know what I would do without it. I have 18 conquest civilization scroll fragments. All right, that's pretty good. I can amplify some stuff there. I don't really need to create any more conquest equipment right now as far as my main marches go. So I think using those for amplification would be best. That doesn't use any of the materials though, so I wouldn't. I can do that at any time. I just need enough meteoric stones. And this is how much I've been sitting on as far as the civilization scroll fragments go. Okay, I'm at 10 because way back when I used 30 of them to craft the chest piece, the armor piece for uh, um, the Rurik set. Okay, I had the axe and the conquest, and I was like, finally, I got 30. I'm gonna make the chest piece, and I'm one piece close, one piece away from completing it, and I was able to, in a tremendous stroke of luck, in the lucky raffle ticket. But I've got 10 here. I contemplated using those to amplify equipment before, but then I was like, no, hold on to it. You need to get the weapons for your ground and your ranged, and it just takes time, takes Tim. It's almost easier to get these Supremacy scroll fragments because they come more often potentially in these hunters' lucky gifts. 18, 10. We need 20, and I was hoping for 8 or 9. What's it going to be? This is where the rubber meets the road, and this is how, the cookie crumbles. But I'm scared. Don't be scared, Leto. You all are with me. Whew. What are we going to do? Let's get down to them and see what rolls. 3330. Actually opening. There's no better time than the now. 999. Over 100 days worth of work. So much stuff going on. Help me out. Even though this is recorded already. But you're back to the futuring me with the best possible outcome possible. All right? 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a shabloips. I am extremely happy. I am extremely happy to get 12 because we have gone above the 0.81% with 12. At 1,000, there being less than a 1% chance. Each 100 is less than 1%, and we got more than the 10. We got 2 more. 12 Supremacy scroll fragments, I think, is a tremendous boon. What about you? And irregardless, that's not a word, by the way, look at, holy shnikes, we got some refining stones there. We got a good old amount of super safe resource chests. 4 billion to be exact. And that is going to get us ever closer to the victory column, level 20. Or I mean, level 8. That's the next upgrade I want. I needed to get to K40 and some other things. And once I do that, I can increase my Council of State. 12 Supremacy Scroll fragments. I was hoping for 20. We're 8 away. But that's pretty awesome to be that close. 400 love boxes. Good gracious, going to be giving some love to our champion. We might as well end the video with that. And 730 Blood of Ares. That is a tremendous return on 999 Hunter's Lucky boxes. Hunter's Lucky Gifts. 33 minutes and 30 seconds into this video, laying all that groundwork, going over what I want to do if perhaps I got there. We opened it, 12 Supremacy Scroll fragments. Wow. 4 billion resources. I love all the refining stones. 400 GD love boxes and 700 Blood of Ares. We're starting over again, but this is super positive, considering that in a few months we could be upwards of 500 again. We could get those final 8 that we need. All right. What an incredible, incredible return. 10 here, 5%. We got 730, so that means 73 of these at least got that Blood of Ares. 8,600 of that. So 86 of those. You got there 400 of those bad boys. So 40 times 10, right? 400, something like that. We did incredibly well. All right, and 12 of those bad boys. Save up your Hunter's Lucky Gifts, my friends. It is worth it. You will love it, and I think you'll have some really good opportunities to complete these civilization equipment sets. All right, we're at 37 minutes and 30 seconds. All right, since we're here, since we've got some things, I want to take a look at where we could possibly get, what we want to do with our conquest equipment, and dare I say, make a couple amplifications. I think it's time. I've been waiting to hold on to it, and I've got nothing else to craft. I'm not going to make the Choreo set because I don't have any Choreo armor yet. All right, for my wall general. Okay, I have. Let's see here. I have it upgraded to the Apollo. Hey, sweetheart, you here, honey? I have upgraded to the Apollo equipment for Boudica because in the Alliance, am I still coming through? In the Alliance boss, here we go. I have saved up twice to get this random civilization scroll chest, which has the Freedom Hero set, and the Choreo set. And the 2 times that I have opened it, I got the hero leg armor, all right, and the hero boots. So I have since put that on Romulus, who has got 2 of the Munso. All right, I will eventually get more of those, but for the time being, since I can't get 4 of them, I'm going to leave it at 2 since I've got that buff. And I'm going to continue to add to this Freedom Hero set because it benefits Siege quite a bit. Siege and ranged a lot, but quite a bit on Siege. And slowly but surely always working on these refines, but I always get them to the point of unlocking my advanced refinement. So I'm not going to use any conquest scroll fragments to craft more of the Munso for Romulus. Because when I get more Supremacy scroll fragments, I'm not going to get the Munso equipment here. I'm going to work on my ranged and ground first. Thus, these conquest scroll fragments I have, I want to use 8 on ground and 8 on ranged to amplify my bracers. Why? Those have the march size capacity increases on them. All right, let's see here. Ground and ranged are all out right now. I wish I knew what their minimums were as far as, excuse me, their march size goes. I know that I can at least check. It's been a while. It's been a while to check my. That's to check my ranged. Why am I doing this? I like to see how much it increases. 3.590 is where I am as far as Artemisia goes. A 1% increase is going to be significant, but not huge, so that's okay. 3.590. Let's see here. What I need to do in order to, let's see here, amplify 3730. All right. What I need to do here is go to my civilization equipment. If I look at the Antonine shield, all right, right now, my basic attributes have it at a 15% march size capacity. All right, this needs some significant refining. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but amplifying it 100 meteoric stones and 8 of the fragments. Okay, and it's going to increase ground troop and mounted troop attack, ground troop defense, enemy ground troop attack, and march size capacity. March size capacity is what I'm all about. 8 here, 8 for Sasanian, and we are looking good. Plus, when we amplify it, we will unlock in-city range and siege machine HP and attacking mounted troop and ground troop attack. That's going to benefit me a lot as far as the monster hunting goes there too. But I want to space it out between the two to increase the march size increase. That's what's up. Because all of my Rurik stuff is too expensive right now, as well as my, what do you call it? My Augustus set. All right, so let's go into here and see what this is like. I've amplified things before. All right, it's going to proc a, what do you call it? A flash sale. All right, and we've talked about that before, so we're not going to get really into it. All right, it's going to be meteor fall as far as buying more meteoric stones, which are necessary to amplify, and you will want to. I mean, they always get you. I have 18 conquest scrolls here. I need to use 8 for our Antonine. That's Cordio. I don't know why I always go there. Boom. There we go. Our Antonine shield scroll. Okay. Don't do them all. Be careful as you click. I need 8 for that shield scroll. It doesn't say, it says scroll on that. All right. So Antonine shield scroll fragment. I want 8. Boom. That's what it was, right? Boom. Shubloip's shield scroll fragment. And the Sasanian bracers scroll fragment. 8 of those as well. Redeem. All right, so we've got 8 there. We can't do anything with it because we already have the equipment. We can't craft it again. It only allows you to have 1 equipped anywhere. You can't duplicate and or create multiple sets of the civilization equipment. All right, keep that in mind. And now we're going to go to it and amplify. So here we are, amplifying. We've got our 8, we've got our 100, we see what it's going to do. This doesn't make any special sound, but it's still fun. Sorry. Boink! Nice little boink. So I've upgraded the Antonine Shield star level to 6. It is significantly more powerful. All right, let's see here. than it was before. These are what in the 700,000 range, and we'll see what that is here in just a moment. What you want to do is when you amplify or change anything is unequip it and re-equip it. But look at our nice little red dot here. We are going to activate a Star Atlas buff. Boom! All right, no noise there, but a nice little light that's shining above his head. And we've got a 2% increase to attacking mounted troop and ground troop attack. That is huge. It is going to go towards our monster hunting prowess as well. And we have since increased the cost for the next amplification as well. I love to amplify as high as I can go these bracers because of the march size capacity specifically. All right. So we have done that for the Antonine shield, and now we're going to go to the Sasanian bracer and amplify this bad boy. All right, here we go. It's looking good. We're going to do the same. Shabloips. Nice little sound. 6 upgraded Sasanian braces. Star level to 6. Thank you very much. Let's go here and then unlock our Star Atlas for an in-city range troop and siege machine HP. Thank you very much. All right, it's going to be exciting to do this one more time for the Sasanian set, and I will do it when I get 12 to amplify this one again. But I'll need to be continuing to add to these because I'm getting rather low. All right, because this next one is going to be great buff, and I want to increase the march size capacity as much as I can. But we did a whole 1%. That's awesome. Oh, sorry, I skipped out on that. Check this out, Comet Fall. This was the flash sale that procs when you amplify equipment. Okay, let's see here. 46 mins. 46, 30. We've got the Comet Fall. We're not going to talk about this long, but it's always worth talking about. Look at this 70,000% return. Very, very low as far as the return on your investment. And I highly recommend you wait to amplify your stuff when there are triple coupons available, because that is what is going to make up for this very, very, very low percentage return. One of the lowest, if not the lowest in the game, 70,000%. There's a $20 package. Okay, 20 meteoric stone is what you'll get in a $100 package during a special event. Triple coupon that's 60, and it's going to get you so much more. All right, I highly recommend that one instead to stock up on your meteoric stones, because if you do this $100 one, yes, you will get 200 or 300 meteoric stones, which is a lot all in one go. All right, but look at this. You're getting about 30 less as far as the gems go than you would in other things. All right, there are no dragon coins. You got some material optional chests. That's nice. That's very low as far as the ruby necklaces go, and even low on the blood of Ares side. Rather low on the material bags. That should be around 200 to 250. All right, only 1,000 8-hour speed ups and only 1 billion of super resources. This is nice. Source of life. And there's a lot as far as the Monarch XP goes. But this is an incredibly low return on your investment for the sake of these meteoric stones. And I only recommend this if you are in the market to amplify a whole butt ton of stuff. Okay, if you can only amplify a few things here and there, save your $100 for the special events and get that package instead. You'll get 20 in there, you triple it, that's 60, and you'll get so much more on top of it. It blows this deal out of the water, but it's totally situational. It's up to you. You do you, my friends. But that is what amplifying is all about. I'm glad that we could see that. We got our 12. Hey, maybe we'll get lucky as far as when we're doing the outro here. Maybe we'll get lucky, okay, with the next couple of days, because I love this time between SVS and the event. The Wheel of Civilization, my friends. I didn't get lucky at all on the free spin, the 5 coin spin, or the 70 coin 10 spins. That's all right. You got to be lucky to get anything anyway. But generally, I can get 1 to 2 conquest, sometimes a supremacy scroll here and there. Who knows how lucky we get? But irregardless, that's not a word, by the way, we are going to get ourselves the minimum of the 2 conquest scrolls by getting all 100 noble coins a day. I will be really, really close to getting that 50 because I'll do 10 today, well, 12 today, 10 tomorrow, that's 22, 10 more, that's 32 on the other day, and then I have to buy and double a $10 package in order to guarantee myself these, and then get some more chances to get some of those. Okay? But I probably won't do that. I don't have any money. I don't want to. Getting those 2 is going to be sufficient, and who knows, maybe I got super lucky and get 8 of these Supremacy scrolls, and then that will allow me to finally craft another Supremacy piece of civilization equipment, probably the Antonine set, maybe the Sasanian, but I can't go wrong either way in my book. All right? Thank you, my friends. I hope this was enjoyable. Um, let's see here. What did we just talk about there? The Wheel of Civ. The Wheel of Civ. Yeah, yo. The outro with the Wheel of Civ, y'all. I hope this was enjoyable and exciting as far as what we got from opening those 999 Hunter's Lucky gifts. You can do it. You can save up to it. At least 100, you're going to be in good shape as far as getting a Supremacy Scroll Fragment, the best shape possible. I highly recommend you do that. It's only about 10 days or more, 10 to 15 days, depending on how many of those big monsters you can slay or you have help to slay as far as getting in on those rallies. It's worth it. You will love it. And you will see yourself get closer and closer to full civilization equipment sets, and you won't be waiting forever for those Supremacy scrolls. Okay, they're right there in front of you. Go get them the Leto way. You do you. This is just the way I like to do it. They're only suggestions, but they've worked out for me, and it's been a lot of fun. Thank you for being a member of this community, for following, liking, subscribing, and sharing the good news of Ebony TKR. Is the R5 Life with Leto. I am Leto II, R5 of the Landsrad, on server 1964 in Ebony the King's Return. Good luck with the upcoming server war, with the server monarch competitions. Good luck in all the events. Enjoy yourselves. Be good to each other. Peace. I love you.